Well guys, it happened. Netflix finally managed to make a decent anime live action. This is big. We've all been waiting to see how this beloved anime and manga series would translate into live action, and the stakes for Netflix were very high given their history. However, this time it looks like they've managed to nail it. Of course, it's not perfect, but the pros definitely outweigh the cons, in my opinion. Firstly, let's talk about the sets. Oh my wow. Netflix clearly spent a lot of time, money, and effort into bringing the world of One Piece to life. The Grand Line looks as vast and unpredictable as it does in the anime and manga. From Locktown to Baratier Restaurant, the sets have a level of detail that almost outdoes the anime. I said almost. It looked authentic and visually riveting. The production team definitely deserve praise for their dedication into bringing Eiichiro Oda's world to life. Now, let's talk about the plot changes, as is to be expected in any adaptation. Some of them worked well, providing fresh perspectives and character development that the anime and manga might have overlooked. For example, Nami pleading with Zoro not to fight Mihawk, Garp and Zeph's conversation at Baratier, and more importantly, the side story following Garp and Kobe. Having Garp and Kobe's journey established early is great for the overall story. We get to watch Kobe grow and train at reasonable levels, just as we do with the Straw Hats, compared to him in the anime and manga where he pops up out of nowhere, strong and all. These additions enhance the emotional journey of the characters, adding more layers to their relationship. I also liked how Kobe and Luffy seem to parallel each other in the live action. It's especially heartwarming during the scene where Kobe gives Luffy his first wanted poster. Still, there were a few plot changes that felt a wee bit unnecessary. For instance, in Syrup Village, Usopp kind of takes the back seat in his own arc. He doesn't get his heroic moments such as in the anime and manga, which is integral in establishing his character. It's significant because it marked the end of Fox Captain Usopp and the genesis of God Usopp's journey of becoming a brave warrior of the sea. The moment he stops pretending to be a hero and actually starts to become one by protecting Kaya and the village through putting his own life on the line. Taking that away sort of undermines his character a bit. Another change that had me a little worried was the absence of Hachi from Arlong Park. Now, I think I saw him, sort of. This is just an assumption, but could this be him? I'm not sure, but is there any other fishman with spiky hair like that? Even so, his non-appearance in this arc is a bit concerning, considering his importance in future arcs. I wish he had a little more presence in this. At the end of the day, it's a delicate balance to strike between staying faithful to the source material and introducing new elements. The live action managed to achieve that in most instances. Now, onto the characters. One Piece is a heavily character-driven story, so it was imperative that the live action get the characters right. It has a large cast, and after seeing them in character, it's clear that they did their homework. They embodied the essence of their characters to the best of their abilities, not just physically but also emotionally, and that's commendable. Luffy, played by Inaki Godoy, captures that mix of goofy optimism, clumsiness, and unshakable determination that we all love. Yet there were moments I felt were out of character for Luffy. For example, the emphasis on Luffy being a quote-unquote good pirate. Luffy's character exists in a gray area, like most human beings, but if we're talking about shonen protagonists, this is rare. Most often, shonen protags are pure, near perfect, and are heroes, which is something Luffy refuses to identify with. He's not inherently good, but he's not particularly a bad person. He's a pirate who follows his own moral code and his instincts, indifferent to systemic rules or laws. Luffy is simple and straightforward. That's why moments like him trying to speak to an unconscious Zoro or him actually listening to Nami's backstory felt a little off. Luffy doesn't care about the complicated stuff or someone's past. Rather, he lives in the moment, and in that moment, his instincts were telling him his friend Nami was in trouble, and when she asked for his help, he did something about it. So yeah, I would have preferred a bit more of the simplicity in than Luffy because his actions always speak much louder than his words. Another character that was an interesting surprise for me was Nami, played by Emily Rudd. I'm gonna be honest, I never liked Nami from the anime or manga, yet I found myself really liking the live action version of her, especially when she asks for Luffy's help with Arlong. I was holding back tears. Zoro definitely had a strong presence about him. Makenyu Arata definitely embodied the stoic persona. He looks cool and sounds cool. Usopp's character, played by Jacob, was awesome. I just wish he got more time to shine, and Sanji, played by Taz Skylar, was phenomenal. I'm also glad they toned down his obsession with women to a more palatable state, making him a little more digestible to me than the Sanji from the anime or manga. In addition, here are some honorary mentions: Buggy, Helmeppo, Kobe, Mihawk, Shanks, especially at the end, and Captain Kuro. These characters were played so well, I thought my heart would stop. It's important for the adaptation to capture the essence of these iconic characters, not just in their looks, but also in their personalities and dynamics. The live action, for the most part, succeeded in this respect, in my opinion. So, what could be improved? Well, the pacing, for starters, it felt a bit rushed at times. The beauty of One Piece lies in its detailed arcs. I know, the irony, right? Considering how excruciatingly slow-paced the anime is, however, the manga is more acceptable in that respect. Anyway, point is, condensing One Piece arcs into a few episodes can lead to a loss of depth, like with Usopp and Syrup Village, and a loss of more satisfying payoffs to establish setups and arcs. In terms of audience reception, I'd say it was a mixed bag. There are those, like myself, whose expectations were so low that anything above complete garbage was a pleasant surprise worthy of praise. Then there are those whose standards were so high that they're nitpicking at the most insignificant things it's almost comical. And finally, there are the onlookers, consisting of both familiar and unfamiliar with the source material, uncaring of its success or failure, but just watching for a good time. Overall, I say it was a success. In conclusion, the One Piece live action was pretty awesome. While there are a few areas that fell a bit short, I think we can agree it definitely exceeded expectations. There was so much effort, love, and care put into the series that it's almost impossible to hate it. Should there be a second season? I sure hope so. What do you think?